Welcome to episode 19 of our daily current affairs video, focusing on the Indian economy, part 1, presented by QuickVidya IAS. India is now the fourth largest economy, surpassing Japan in 2025, with a GDP of $4.19 trillion. The GDP has doubled from $2 trillion in 2014 to over $4 trillion in 2025, and per capita income also doubled in the same period. The CIBIL score is a three-digit number from 300 to 900 that summarizes an individual's credit history. A higher score indicates better creditworthiness, which banks use to assess lending risks. A CIBIL report includes the CIBIL score, personal, employment, and loan account information. This comprehensive report details your credit history and repayment behavior. The Credit Information Bureau, India Limited, is a leading credit bureau licensed by the Reserve Bank of India. It operates in partnership with TransUnion, collecting financial data and generating credit reports and scores. Short selling involves an investor selling stock first at the current price, then buying it back later at a lower price to cover the position, hoping to profit from a price drop. SEBI regulates this strategy in India. Futures and options are derivative contracts used for risk hedging. Futures obligate parties to trade assets at a fixed price and date. Options give the buyer the right, but not the obligation, to trade. Open interest is the total number of unsettled futures and options contracts, indicating market liquidity. An increase suggests market strength, while a decrease shows positions are being closed. The adjusted gross revenue, or AGR, is the telecom revenue base for calculating usage and licensing fees. A 2019 Supreme Court ruling expanded the definition to include all core and non-core revenues of telecom companies. Net foreign direct investment, or FDI, dropped 96% in 2024-25. Investment is routed through automatic or government channels. Maharashtra leads in FDI reception, and Singapore is the top source country. The orange economy, or creative sector, is a knowledge-based sector valued at $30 billion as of 2024. It includes various creative industries and employs about 8% of India's working population. The MICE industry stands for Meetings, Incentives, Conferences, and Exhibitions, a specialized segment of tourism. The Ministry of Tourism aims to develop 10 Indian cities into top MICE destinations. The IMF's Extended Fund Facility, or EFF, helps economies with medium-term balance of payments issues due to structural weaknesses. It typically lasts 3 years and is tied to comprehensive reforms. The Resilience and Sustainability Facility, operating under the Resilience and Sustainability Trust, provides affordable, longer-term financing. It targets low-income countries and supports reforms related to climate change and pandemic preparedness. Most Favored Nation, or MFN, status is a WTO principle mandating non-discriminating trade treatment for all partners. India granted MFN status to all WTO members since 1995. Though it suspended it for Pakistan in 2019. Alternative investment funds, or AIFs, are privately pooled investment vehicles for sophisticated investors, regulated by SEBI. They can be structured as LLPs, companies, or trusts. AIFs are categorized into 3 types. Category 1 for sectors like venture capital, Category 2 for funds that avoid leverage, and Category 3 for funds that may use leverage, such as hedge funds. All are regulated by SEBI. The Payments Infrastructure Development Fund, or PIDF, encourages the deployment of payment acceptance infrastructure like QR codes. It covers centers from Tier 3 to Tier 6, northeastern states, and street vendors under PMSVA NIDI. The National Defense Fund, established in 1962, handles voluntary donations for defense and the welfare of armed forces. It's administered by a committee chaired by the Prime Minister, and contributions are tax-exempt. Ghaziabad Municipal Corporation issued India's first certified green municipal bond under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. The funds are for a tertiary sewage treatment plant, which ensures treated water can be reused industrially. The RODTEP Export Scheme, launched in 2021, refunds duties and taxes on exported products, complying with WTO standards. Benefits are provided through e-scripts as a percentage of the export FOB value. Small savings schemes include postal deposits, savings certificates like NSC and KVP, and Social Security schemes like PPF. They offer sovereign guarantees, tax benefits, and are pooled in the National Small Savings Fund. The Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is a savings scheme for a girl child launched in 2015. It requires a minimum deposit of 250 rupees and a maximum of 1.5 lakh rupees per financial year with a 21-year maturity. The Kisan Vikas Patra, relaunched in 2014, is a fixed income investment with assured returns and a 115-month tenure. It's open to all citizens aged 18 and over and is eligible for Section 80C tax benefits. The RBI transfers its surplus to the government after meeting provisions under the RBI Act. The surplus is determined by deducting expenses and contingency fund provisions from the income generated. The highest transfer was 2.11 lakh rupees crore in 2023-24. The Economic Capital Framework, adopted in 2019, determines risk provisions and profit distribution. It defines the contingency risk buffer at 5.5% to 6.5% of the RBI balance sheet and is reviewed every 5 years. Aadhaar-enabled payment system, or AEPS, is a bank-led model for financial transactions using Aadhaar authentication at micro-ATMs. It simplifies authentication for poor and marginalized sections in rural areas. Jute, the golden fiber, is the second most important cash crop after cotton. India is the largest producer, accounting for 70% of world production, mainly in West Bengal, Assam, and Bihar. Jute processing involves retting, a natural process that separates the fiber from the woody stem in clean water. The Jute Corporation of India implements the minimum support price for raw jute procurement. The Jute Packaging Materials Act of 1987 mandates the use of jute packaging for food grains and sugar. This requirement drives 75% of the jute industry's production and promotes the traditional fiber. India is the second largest potato producer globally. 85% of production is concentrated in the Indo-Gangetic Plains, with Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and Bihar being the major contributors. Operation Greens stabilizes prices for top crops. The International Potato Center, headquartered in Lima, Peru, was founded in 1971. It focuses on improving potatoes, sweet potatoes, and other tuber crops, maintaining the world's largest potato gene bank. Macana, or foxnut, is an aquatic superfood grown in stagnant water bodies. India is the world's largest producer, with Bihar contributing 90% of the country's output, earning the Mithila GI tag. ICAR developed India's first genome-edited rice varieties, DRR rice 100 Kamla and Pusa DST rice, using CRISPR-Cas technology. This technology allows precise genetic changes without adding foreign DNA, leading to increased yields and tolerance. DRR Dan 100 Kamala offers 19% more yield and matures 20 days earlier. Pusa DST rice, developed for stress tolerance, has improved drought and salty soil tolerance by targeting the DST gene. Copper is a critical mineral essential for clean energy technologies. India's production is declining, with low-grade ore. Major reserves are in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, which also leads in production. Chile dominates global copper supply, accounting for 27% of total production. Peru is the second major producer. The Democratic Republic of Congo is Africa's leading producer, expected to become the second largest supplier by 2030. India achieved its highest ever exports in FY 2024-25, reaching $824.9 billion, a 6.01% rise. This represents a 67% increase since 2013-14. Driven by sectors like electronics, pharmaceuticals, and engineering goods. India's journey to the fourth largest economy is marked by strong fundamentals, including a double GDP and per capita income. Key achievements include historic services export growth, comprehensive financial inclusion, and agricultural innovation like genome-edited rice. Thank you for watching this comprehensive overview of India's economic landscape, demonstrating the nation's growth trajectory and policy innovations.